Greetings, R. Frederick Riddle here with another episode of Christian News and Views. This is episode 156, and this is Monday. It may be, you might hear some storming outside. We do have a storm going through right now, so nothing to be concerned about, but just that might explain some background noises you might hear. Um, Despite the turmoil and anxiety being sponsored by the country's elites and the propaganda media, the American people are rendering a remarkable positive judgment about President Donald J. Trump's second term. Now, I'm reading from a Gingrich article, and so I'm only going to take some different parts of it here, not the whole thing. I don't want to get in trouble with any copyrights or anything like that. But he reports something that's it's just really it's remarkable considering the news that we keep getting about how his numbers are down and everything. Well, listen to this. Now, Rasmussen reports, poster Mark Mitchell recently posted on X. For the first time in our polling history, a majority says the country is on the right track. Well, that's pretty good. To put this in context, in November 2024, Real Clear Politics reported results were 26% right track, 63% wrong track. And so let's put this in context. Going down from down 37 points to up 1 point in the first 4 months of a new administration is an astounding achievement. They did not become breaking news on NBC, CBS, or ABC. And forget the last outposts of the left at MSNBC and CNN. The elites are content reassuring each other that everything is terrible and President Trump is doomed to fail. Unfortunately for them, and fortunately for the country, the American people increasingly disagree. There are several things strengthening President Trump. For starters, his energy, hard work, and constant presence help him. His speech at Arlington National Cemetery on Memorial Day was reassuring to millions of Americans who want a pro-military, patriotic commander-in-chief. The constant stream of foreign leaders coming through the White House is a reminder that President Trump has made America the center of world activities again. It makes the left's worries about his supposed isolationism ridiculous. During his triumphal tour of Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and Dubai, I think, President Trump brought home commitments. Now, listen to this, folks, commitments for $1 trillion in new sales and more than $1 trillion in new investments. This is the kind of dynamic America in which the American people want to live and believe. Gasoline prices have come down. Now, I'm going to pause right there. I personally have seen that. I think I've commented on it. Under Biden, the prices were similar, but there was an upward pressure. You could feel it. You could see it. It would go down. It would go up and back and forth, but it was edging upward and upward and upward. Well, since Trump got in, I've seen it now in my local market where I live. I've seen it now. It's pointing downward, and sometimes it's gotten down below $3. It really depends upon which gas station I go to because of how they price it. So I have lived, and you probably have seen that as well. Egg prices have come down from their peak. Everything is still too expensive, and we all know that, but the direction is encouraging. Finally, President Trump's toughness in tariff negotiations is helping him. The supposedly sophisticated elites are made nervous by the constant maneuvering and back and forth. Average Americans see a president who is negotiating a better deal for them. This and the fight to control the border are major reasons people believe America is back on the right track. And so I'm not going to do much in the way of a commentary. I'm commentary. It would be a commentary on a commentary. So I'm going to give you a little bit, but basically this just um, certifies my own opinions that I've been expressing to you all along, that Trump has a plan. Trump is working that plan, and it is working out for you and me. Yes, there have been some hiccups along the way, but I think that his plan has been sound. And when a plan is sound, those hiccups are going to come no matter who does the planning, how many people are involved, whatever. They're going to come. Uh, but if it's sound, he can go through those. It will survive those. And that's what we're seeing. And like I've told you before, when you're talking about the stock market, don't be concerned about the ups and downs today. We'll try to see what it's saying about the future, at least 6 months down the road, because that's what its greatest strength for you and me is it's a predictive engine, and it's pointing upwards and in the right areas, and pointing downwards in the right areas. Downward in inflation is being brought under control. The border is practically zero. We have so many different positive things happening. And even in the court challenges and things of this way are going Trump's way. Yes, the lower courts, they tend to think that they know all there is to know about the Constitution, and they get shot down over and over again. That's a kind of amusing thing to watch. But the media will say, he's lost. Well, in that court, yeah. But there's a couple more steps you can take. And eventually the Supreme Court. He doesn't win every time in the Supreme Court. But overall, the trend is upward. And that is good. And so I don't know about you, but I feel very strongly that President Trump is definitely on the right track, and that this is boding very well for the Republicans as a whole. Now, there's at least one little concern out there that wasn't brought up in this, kind of hinted at it, and I had to delete the statements that hinted. But the Republican Party has sometimes it's too independent individually, and they fail to recognize it. To bring about the change that they want for their own personal agenda, they have to show a united front on other agendas, simply because if they lose power, their agendas don't matter at all. They matter right now because they're in a position to make a difference. They've got to bide their time and use the time they have to build a resume, to build a thing out there that the people like you and me can see they're doing their job, and then they can negotiate the rest of it. But threats, refusing to cooperate, refusing to even negotiate, these are not wise decisions, and we can really mess them up come election time. And remember, it's not 4 years away. It's not even 3. It's not even 2 anymore. Let's see. We might see. It's the election was last year, so it's really just a little bit, about a year and a half, maybe, even less than that. And so the 2-year margin or anniversary, if you will, the midterm elections are coming up. And so you got to look at that. They have to be focused on that. And then the longer they're here, the more they're in office and in power, the more they can accomplish. Sounds reasonable to me. Not always so reasonable to elected officials. Well, that is it today. I do want to encourage you to subscribe. So I always have trouble with my finger. There we go. Right about there. You should see a little box. Click on that, and you have the opportunity to subscribe. And when you do, you have access to my channel, TR Independent Books. And when you do that, You encourage me to inform you, encourage you, and to inspire you. That's my goal every time, every episode I do. It's up to you to decide whether I do that or not. And feel free to express your disagreements or agreements. Keep it civil. And if it isn't a disagreement, or really, whichever way you fall, back it up with your own facts. And then that gives us a conversation that might be worth pursuing or even lead to a future podcast. You have a great day, and I will see you in the next episode.